Awesome. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the weekly SIG Docs meeting. I am Jim Angel, one of your co-chairs for SIG Docs. Today is June 1st. It is 10:30 Pacific. So before getting started, anyone new to SIG Docs that wants to say hey? Looks like all returning faces, familiar faces. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. And moving on to this week's updates reminders. This week's PR Wrangler is Caitlin Bernard, and next week is KB Hockey or Karen Bradshaw. And approvers, make sure you know your scheduled PR Wrangler shift, which is linked in the agenda. So, as I was saying before I hit the record button, today's agenda is pretty light, so it might be a quick call. Don't have too much in the way as far as agenda goes, but I would like to start off with a Release 122 update. Anyone from the release team would like to give us an update on that?
I guess I can. I just saw the latest was posted by Victor a little earlier today. Right now we're tracking 67 enhancements with 8 drafts. 6 are ready for review and 3 PRs have been merged. We're going to be getting together on Friday to sync the branch again. He didn't do it last week, and also Victor is down today because he just had his first vaccine, he said. So that's kind of the message from Victor, who's kind of our leading the show for us. Is there anything else you want to add, Carlicia?
No, that's all I know too from his updates. Thanks for the
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Carlicia. Sounds like things are going as planned. 67 enhancements seems like a lot. That's pretty incredible. Cool. All right. Moving on to issues and PRs. Currently, there's none listed. Does anyone have any issues or PRs that they would like to bring up for discussion? All right. Flying along here. Discussion. The floor is yours, Eddie.
Well, I was just following up on this old one that we have here, and I know Tim can't make it today. But let me TLDR some context. We had a Google Season of Docs intern, and they built us a new 6 CLI doc site. And so I think the idea was they wanted to consolidate some of what we have with the official Kubernetes docs, and yeah, and I just wanted to check in on that, figure out what we can get done and what you need from us and how we can help.
Yeah, definitely. And just for my own clarification, the kubectl docs are standalone today. Is anyone currently maintaining that, or what's the current posture, I guess, today for the kubectl docs?
So they were, I'll drop them in the chat here too. So I believe the original creator from the GSOC is still around maintaining them a bit, but I'm pretty sure like new development has stalled out. It's more so like everything was organized and put in a place, and it's where do we take it from here, really?
Gotcha. And so the desired end state would be to bring this back under Kubernetes website and kind of have it under the main k8s.io, or has there been conversations around? I know there's also k8s.dev as well.
So this was, let me see if I can pull up the thread here. So many threads. I believe Irvi was the one wanting to drive this.
Gotcha. Yeah. And I'm seeing here too that there is a lot of additional context in the link here that was in the agenda, so I'll send that in chat as well. This is what I get for not being prepared on context.
Yeah, I'm not prepared either, so apologies.
Cool. Yeah. So it looks like Yerva did have intentions to lead this or to run this. Looks like Tim was active as well in the discussion. Okay. So I think as far as next steps go, do we have anyone from SIG CLI that would want to kind of own this from their perspective or from their SIG perspective? It seems like there's a lot of ownership from a docs perspective, but we almost need a liaison from SIG CLI as well.
Yeah, well, I can definitely get someone to volunteer. I think we have a SIG meeting tomorrow. So I'm sure we have some newer contributors who would love to take this on.
Cool. Yeah. In that case, I think if we had liaisons from SIG Docs as well as SIG CLI, the approach could be then to track this in our quarterly, SIG Docs' quarterly plans to track kind of overall overarching larger initiatives. So we could track this in our quarterly planning and then, like I said, get a liaison from each SIG. And I would imagine that the effort would be a matter of duplicating all of the documentation and then sunsetting the standalone site or dealing with redirects.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. Does anyone have any other thoughts or opinions? Don't want to be the only person talking here.
Is one site or the other kind of behind? I mean, is the separate site from the regular Kube docs actually more up to date? Do you know, Eddie?
I don't think so. It was probably up to date when it was created. And there is some useful stuff on here. Particularly, we like the FAQs. We still need to build those out a bit, but we always get like repeated issues opened and had nowhere to link to. So that was the starting point for that.
Okay. Are there other things besides the FAQs that you'd say, hey, really, let's make sure they get in and brought across?
I think the reference was good. Let me see. Oh, okay, the reference, let's see. I'm not sure if this was ever actually ported to the upstream website docs.
Yeah, it seems like this is going to be it's going to be a large undertaking, and that's going to be, not just a fly-by-night PR where we can pull all the content in. It almost seems like there'll be a little bit of planning, coordination, the overall approach for the information architecture. I do think that the kubectl reference docs are there, but as far as if there is any delta between the two of them, what we're looking at here versus what's currently in the docs today, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd really like to work on this with a team. I don't think I'd like to run it necessarily, but I'd take some tasks off to the side and fix them up. That would be great.
Cool. Chris, I'm going to mark you down as a volunteer here. Cool. So it sounds like the next steps, and I'm kind of keeping track here in the agenda as well. It sounds to me like the next steps are getting that owner from SIG CLI, which sounds like potentially we could have by tomorrow. I'll take the action item to track in our quarterly meeting. It sounds like we almost need to assemble a smaller team to, track this in a wider issue and to coordinate, amongst a handful of the people involved here. So yeah, sounds good to me.
Awesome. Thanks, team. I will figure out who will own this from our side.
Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot, Eddie. All right. Anything else that folks would like to bring up for discussion? All right. In that case, it's a quick meeting. Quick and simple. Awesome. Have a great one, everybody. Talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you guys.